Meanwhile, a federal judge is giving the Trump administration until noon to provide documents on those controversial migrant deportation flights to El Salvador that happened over the weekend. In a motion filed by the government yesterday, the Department of Justice says it may evoke the state secrets doctrine to avoid providing the information requested. So I want to bring in CBS News Department of Justice correspondent Scott MacFarlane for more on this. So Scott, the Justice Department is able to use this state secrets doctrine. It really does feel like they've got lawyers poring over ancient artifacts in the National Archives to come up with ways to continue to carry out these plans.
This is a fight that is supposed to be rectified midday today. The chief judge here in Washington set this deadline for them, the Department of Justice, to answer some point-blank questions about those flights, those deportation flights last Saturday. When did they take off? When did they clear U.S. airspace? When did they land? And Chief Judge James Boasberg wants to know, were his orders to turn the plane around defied? They were supposed to get those answers to the judge yesterday at noon. The judge gave them an extra day as they continued to defy his requests. And it's anybody's guess whether they're going to answer those questions today. You could have more confidence filling out your bracket this morning than betting on whether these answers are going to come, because at this moment, this fight is galvanizing Trump supporters. They are accusing this judge of overreaching, of being a radical, of being a liberal. President Trump has called for the judge's impeachment. And politically, this is an issue the Trump administration likes: their deportation of suspected gang members. But the court orders still stand, and whether they're defied or not could mean an awful lot moving forward.
And you're learning some new information this morning, Scott, from your sources. What can you tell us?
There was a new filing overnight in the U.S. District Court in this case from the attorneys who represent some of the plaintiffs. And the plaintiffs here are a group of Venezuelan nationals who say they are not gang members and should not have been subject to any deportation. They're arguing these deportations were a moment of chaos on the tarmac, on the plane, that there was crying and instability on the flight, that it was putridly hot, that the media was staged outside before this all got going, and that the people involved didn't know what was to happen. They claimed the jails in which they're going to be locked up or have been locked up in Central America are inhumane. We'll see if that filing means anything to the judge, but it's an argument as to why this was done too rashly, too harshly. The Trump administration may not mind these filings, indicating this is how you get treated if you're a suspected gang member. This all has both a political and a legal nexus, Vlad, and we'll see how it unspools over the next few hours.
Yeah, it's fascinating to me, Scott, to hear the Attorney General of the United States, Pam Bondi, criticizing the judge in this case by claiming the situation is a judicial power grab by an activist judge. But then you've got the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of the United States, John Roberts, issuing what some say is a rare rebuke. It's not doesn't have a lot of teeth, but it is something. And I just wonder, all of these individuals are lawyers. It boggles the mind that even the Attorney General doesn't seem to comprehend that if the president is able to defy this judge's orders, then he can defy any judge's orders. Supreme Court, Attorney General, the sky is the limit when it comes to this. Once you defy one, the precedent is set.
That's why this is so critical. This is an inflection point for the next few years. This battle against a single judge could be a proxy for battles against other judges. Vlad, this isn't happening in a vacuum. There have been 140-plus federal lawsuits filed already in the first 2 months against Trump executive orders. And if they can destabilize or diminish the impact of judges, those lawsuits could become less impactful.
Wow. All right. Scott MacFarlane for us in Washington. Scott, thank you, my friend. Appreciate it.